We have one more person. I just want you to get this set up. We're going to start on the foam roller. They're going to be a very weird setup to begin with. So right above your foam roller, you're going to put the block as your pillow on the medium setting. And then your ball eventually will go right on the block just to massage the cervical spine. And I've been doing this for so many years, and I really analyze every step of the way. And every time I find a new sensation, it's like, oh, wow, in this dynamic, I can feel the tailbone different. I can feel the sacrum different. I can feel my mid back different, and on and on and on. Good morning, Kathy. So the setup is going to be like that, Kathy. The foam roller, block on the medium setting right at the top of your foam roller, in the middle, of course. And then eventually the ball will go on it. Just hold it in your hand. If you have a ponytail, move your ponytail high. Some of us have some issues with low back and other parts of the body. And usually we tend to address where the pain is. In many cases, where your pain is just the end result of something that is most likely coming from somewhere else. That's why many people will do surgery. Okay, many people will do surgery and they still continue to have the problems because what caused the issue has not been addressed. So the midsection, for example, T12, L1, right below your shoulder, but right in the middle. I usually tell you guys the light bulb, and that's where your front lower ribs are. If you drew a line, there's a lot of congestion in there. And there's a lot also nerves that communicate to your hips, to your groin, to your SI joints, so on and so forth. We will address that later on today as well. And also the outer glute, the glute medius. Okay? So I'm going to put you all on mute now. Let's see where we are. So what I ask of you, as always, foam roller run away, disappeared. I always want you to feel, first of all, where your body is in space. So if your tailbone is tilting forward down towards your sit bones, you're doing a pelvic tilt, that's gonna affect your low back. It's gonna affect your neck. So we're talking about neutral spine, right? So here we are. Find your foam roller. Your body will be there. Your neck will be on the block. And then make sure you have a band close to you. All right? So lift and lengthen your tailbone. Find your back of your skull. Okay, and then we'll add the ball in just a minute. And then kind of like just frame the block with your fingertips and then rock and roll side to side. As if you're trying to iron the space between the right and the left side of your spine, which includes about 5 layers of muscles, tendons and ligaments and nerves and blood vessels along the way. And of course, fascia, right? So we're trying to hydrate the tissue. And then for a moment, think like if you had a sponge, a very old sponge, or brittle. It's kind of like all squishy. Sometimes when you feel that stiffness, that's what it's like. And then what we're trying to do is we're trying to hydrate that sponge. So even if the water, some of the water goes all the way to the bottom of the sponge, many particles in that sponge are not hydrated enough. It takes time. It takes time to really soak all of that fluid through the body and to break into this stiffness. So you have to be patient. So this is step one. We're just kind of like giving it a little hydration, right and left, no particular way. Use your breath and notice what you feel on one side and then the other. Allow your breath to be comfortable. Kind of like you got up in the morning, you're opening the windows, not in Florida, but like if we were somewhere where there's a nice breeze, no humidity. All right. Now, take your tailbone, stick your tailbone, like bring your sit bones down to the floor. Now you have an exaggerated arch in your back. And then lift your tailbone up. And now drop your tailbone down. And then lift your tailbone. And then rock and roll side to side. Start to put a little more pressure. Maybe you're skipping the rope. Like little circles, but you're not leaving your foam roller. You're doing little skipping of a rope. And then go the opposite way. Good. Now we're gonna grab that ball. It's gonna feel a little weird, but that's okay. Take the ball right under your neck, over the block, and now you have to hold the block because the block is gonna fall. And for the most part, you're gonna drop your chin down to the floor, and then turn your nose to the left. Really crush the ball and grab the block strong, and then turn your head to the right. And notice if you stopped breathing. Rock and roll over the foam roller as you might feel a little residue because you're hydrating and lengthening the spine. Keep going at your own pace, right and left. And then lift your chin up a little bit. Grab the block, it's gonna wanna fall. Right and left, up and down. Catch yourself holding your breath. Move your spine over the foam. And then go down between your butt. There are a lot of fibers right there. So that means that you're tilting your pelvis a little bit. And then massage the space between your butt cheeks. And then go up towards your sacrum. Good. Move the ball out of your way. And then you have your block in the medium setting. Lengthen your tailbone a little more. And I find your little orange or whatever band you have. Very light. Open your feet a little wider than your hips for stability. And I grab the band very lightly. And I take your hands to the right. You're not pulling, you're just taking your hands. Notice which side feels a little more stiff. And then come up, inhale, exhale to the left. Keep your hips even. Inhale, exhale to the right. And a little circle with your right shoulder. You're on the right. Keep your hand low. And then come up, inhale, take it to the left. And now little circles with your left shoulder. Let the movement come from your joint. Slowly come up, inhale. Keep your frontal ribs down. Take your palms up and over your head. You're just grabbing the band, but you're not pulling. It's very light. All my 4 fingers are relaxed. I'm just grabbing with the palm. Just little. Just notice where you are. And then lift your palms all the way to your thighs. Inhale up and over. Keep your spine neutral. All the way forward. Try to keep your band about shoulder width apart. Inhale. And it doesn't mean you go all the way. Just find the edge for you. Breathe in there. When you feel the edge, breathe and shine a light in there. And then slowly come down. One more. Inhale. Maybe you go a little further, notice your range of motion. Your arms are relaxed. And then slowly come down. Good. Move the band out of your way, little shoulder rolls. And now bring your fingertips to a T position. Depress the shoulders and align your feet with your hips. Fire up your right glute. Press your right foot so much, and then lift your left leg. Look at your left ankle, look at your left knee and your left hip. Keep them aligned. Now, your muscles are hugging your bones. Ground the right foot down to the floor. And now maybe just one finger on each side of your hands. Notice your sacrum, your front lower ribs are down. Maybe you close your eyes. And notice how engaged are your glutes. Sometimes you think you're engaging, but it's the top layers, the top fibers. Try to trickle all the way to the bone. That's why we do it isometric right now. Keep breathing. And now for some of you, you're staying here, or some of you will lift the right hand. Plug the arm into the socket. Press your sacrum to the floor. Breathe here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Extra level, some of you might or may not lift your left hand over your heart as well. This is very, very challenging, but you don't, I prefer you put one finger down and engage your body. Notice where the weaknesses are. For 3, 2, 1. Slowly release. Oh, shake it side to side. Remember, I emphasize less is more. Less is more. It's better to let your fibers kind of like come together and get strong rather than trying to balance all over the place. Massage your spine. Go towards the right side of your spine, like way towards the waistline, and then the opposite side. Okay, come back center, align your feet. Fingertips on the floor in a T position. This time, ground your left leg. We're doing this to notice what side feels a little vulnerable. Then you hug muscles to bone. Press your left leg. Sacrum on the floor, lift your right leg up. Stay here, breathe. Maybe you close your eyes, depress the shoulders, and you're trickling all the way down to your bone. So that little sponge is soaking and getting more and more hydrated and more robust, strong. Breathe. Notice your sacrum, you're not on your tailbone. Lift your tailbone off the foam. And now maybe some of you will lift your left hand over your heart to the ceiling. Press your body, engage the left glute. Maybe just one finger on the floor. The left glute has to be more engaged than you think. Maybe you lift your opposite hand, maybe you don't. Most of you will not, and it's perfectly okay. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Oh, very nice. All right, get off the foam roller. Okay, before you get, just sit on the foam roller, take your hands behind you, massage your glutes right and left. Right and left. And after all the challenge, lay on your back, move the foam roller, and see how amazing your back should feel. Oh, yes. Let it recover. And then bend your knees a little if your legs are extended, and then tick-tock your heels right and left. Bend your knees a little. Dig your heels down. And then go beyond your comfort zone. Excellent. Bend your knees. And now find your ball between your thighs. You can take a block for a pillow. And now you're bending your knees. Keep your hips steady. The movement is just to open the upper body. So your right fingertips over the left. Keep your shoulders stacked the whole time. Lengthen your tailbone and then dome your back a little. And now slowly grace your left hand and pull your elbow back, but bring your chest to the left. Round your spine a little bit. Pull that elbow back like a bow. Keep breathing. Lengthen your hips like someone is getting hold of your hips and pulling them away from your ribs. Round your spine a little and slowly come forward. Roll your top leg, knee forward and back from the hip like the SI joint, flossing top, forward and back, just the top. Come to neutral, inhale. Exhale, grace your hand, pull the elbow. Stack your ribs, shoulders, breathe, hollow your belly. Lengthen your hips. Someone is pulling your hips away from your ribs. For 3, 2, 1. Slowly come center and rest. Very nice. Extend your legs now. Ball between your legs. Heels align with your sit bones. Take your top hand on your thigh, widen your collarbone. And now here is an amazing way to notice how you catch yourself. Press your bottom hip strongly to the floor and the outer blade of your foot. The whole time, notice how your glutes, your pelvic is neutral here. And now slowly lift your right leg like you're pulling a band, but don't lose your ball. Press your bottom leg, you will lose it again and again. But notice how effective. Those are those glute medius that stabilize our pelvis as well. And I crash the ball. Lengthen your tailbone. Bottom leg, you have to check again and again. Focus more on your bottom hip than the top hip. And I slowly pull that band. Notice your bottom leg. Those are fibers that have to be trained. And then crush the ball. Notice the bottom, focus on your bottom and then pull up. Breathe. Your light is on the bottom part of your body. Hug muscle to bone here. Press your bottom heel and your outer pinky toe. And then press and crush the ball. Inhale, and I lift both feet off the floor. Lengthen your tailbone. Bring your glutes forward. Squeeze the ball, squeeze the ball. Breathe, 5, 4, crush the ball. 3, lift your ribs up for 2. And 1, slowly rest. Take the ball in your hand. Open your arm with your ball and then bring your leg forward. Lengthen your hips. How tall can you make your spine? Breathe, lengthen, 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 lengthen. Oh my God, I got an adjustment all the way in my collarbone. It's crazy. So lengthen that sit bone and flex your foot. And now slowly engage your glutes and take your leg behind you and your ball forward. Your head will come off the floor. Crush the imaginary ball with your right leg. Glutes are active, and don't let your pelvis tilt. Don't stick your tushy out, bring your tushy in. And now slowly rest on your head, bend the elbow, pull the leg, lengthen that hip, open your arm. Breathe here, rotate your left ribcage, the bottom ribcage, towards the ceiling. Kick the right sit bone far away from your low back. Keep breathing. Slowly, glutes active. Take your leg behind you. Take your ball, lift your head. Depress the shoulder, glutes active. And now crash your right leg to the imaginary ball. Breathe. Lift your ribs, your back ribs up for 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly come back up. One more. Slow motion. Kick that heel. Kick the sit bone. Kick the sit bone. Make your waistline long. And breathe. Breathe through your whole body. Last time, glutes active. Lift your head. Reach with your ball to the floor. Depress the shoulders. Crash your leg. Breathe here. Lift your ribs a little more. Your glutes are active for 3 and 2 and 1. Slowly come back up and lay on your back. Drop your knees right and left. Take the ball between your legs. Find your little band. Okay, now this band, it's not like you're pulling 10 pounds. You're pulling half a pound, okay? So you have to be really slow. You're telling your brain, I'm not gonna use those big fibers. I'm using the soft, the deep layers of my body. So keep your band over your heart, depress the shoulders, squeeze your ball slightly. And now in slow motion to the count of 5, ground your left hand, open your right hand for 1, pause, 2, pause, wrists are straight, 3, pause, 4, pause, 5, and now turn your thumb to the back wall. Breathe here, depress the shoulders. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly come up. Notice the relationship of your hips and your shoulders. Inhale. Ground your shoulders down, sacrum down, open. Left, 1, pause. 2, pause. 3, 4, and 5. Hold it here. Turn your thumb to the back wall, external rotation. Breathe, depress the shoulders. 3, 2, 1. Slowly come up. Inhale. Right hand, 1, hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it here. Thumb towards the back wall, external rotation. Your light is in your shoulder joint. You're flossing all those fibers. Slowly come up. Release. One more inhale. Ground your right hand. Depress the shoulders, sacrum down. Left hand for 1, 2, 3. Hug muscle to bone here. 4, 5, Turn your thumb back, external rotation. 5. Wiggle your hips. You might feel movement because you are mobilizing as much as stabilizing. Slowly turn your thumb forward and come up. Shoulder rolls. Drop your right knee forward and then the left knee. Just massage those SI joints. Good. Hands over your heart again, inhale. Ground your left hand. This time the right hand goes diagonal. 1, 2, towards your right ear. 3, 4, 5. Plug the arms in. Wrists are straight. Little circle with your right hand. 3 circles right and 3 circles left from your shoulder joint. Slowly come out. Pause. Inhale. Left hand. 1, 2, towards your left ear. 3, 4, 5. Depress the shoulders. 3 circles left and 3 circles right. Good. Slowly release and take a little rest. Wiggle your hips. Okay. Take it over to the left, to the right side. Extend your legs. Ball between your thighs, and now your heels are aligned with your sit bones and your shoulders. Top hand on your thigh. Everyone stick your tushy out. That's an anterior tilt. Notice how your ribs are flaring forward and your tushy is sticking out. And now bring your tushy in and notice how your ribs are going in. Your intention is the bottom leg. Press it and notice how those glutes are aligning your hips. Breathe here for a moment. Press, 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 press the outer heel. Press the pinky toe. And now lift your top leg without losing the ball. Spread your toes. Don't lose your bottom leg. And the glute, of course, the outer hip, and then crash the ball. Keep breathing. Crash the ball. Glutes forward. Bottom hip is grounded. Lift your leg. Don't lose your bottom leg. Relax your chest. Crash the ball. Crash the ball and notice how your bottom hip is sinking down. Breathe. Take a moment to take a photo of that. Lift your top leg again. Squeeze. Your bottom leg is getting active now. Breathe here. Your glutes are coming on, hopefully more and more. And I crash the ball. Lengthen your tailbone, glutes forward. And I lift both legs off the floor. Keep breathing. Glutes forward, lift your chest. 4, lift a little more. 3, 2. Oh, slowly release. Take the ball out of your legs. Grab it with your left hand. And now kick your leg forward and push the sit bone out of your low back. Kick, kick, kick. Maybe if it's too much with straight leg, bend your knee. But someone is grabbing your hips and pulling them away from your ribs. Breathe here. With your next breath, engage your glutes. Kick your left leg behind you. Top hand, head off the floor to the right. Rest the ball, depress the shoulders, and now lengthen your hips. Crash your left leg to an imaginary ball. Lift your ribs up to the crown of your head. Press your bottom hip down to the floor. Rest your head down. Inhale. Kick your top leg forward from your ribs. Open your heart. Now, kick the left sit bone out of your ribs. Keep pushing. Press your bottom leg down. Lengthen, breathe. Bend your left knee a little if you need to. Okay, here we go. Take your left leg, glutes active. Lift your head, travel. Press your bottom leg, press your bottom hip, and now crush the ball. The left leg. Lift your ribs up, make your spine super tall. Now pressing the outer right hip is really crucial to keep your hips steady. Slowly come up. Last time. Kick it forward, bend your knee if you need to, but lengthen your hips. Press your bottom hip down. Use your breath, use your breath. Slowly come out. Last time, glutes active. Rest the ball and crash your top leg. Press your bottom hip for 3, 2, 1. Slowly come up. Take a little rest. Massage your hips a little. Maybe the ball under your sacrum will feel nice. Do like little circles over the ball in both directions. So we do good work and then we hydrate that tissue and reset. We don't want to make the tissue too angry. So we do little increments, then we come give it some love. And after today's work, if you feel a little bit of something, keep hydrating it. That's how you're going to get super strong. And then your tissue starts to adapt to another layer and another level. Okay? Then take it to your low back. Your glutes are off the floor now. Shimmy your hips. Go all the way to the right and left towards the QLs. And stay on one side. Stay on one side, right? Your hips shimmy to one side, like you're doing a belly dancing, you know? And then stay towards, closer to the waistline. Those are the QL muscles. And now you're getting into the deep layers of the sponge. You're trying to get all the way, almost like the ball wants to come through the front of your hip. And then go to the opposite side. Don't be afraid to crush the ball because the layers that we need to attend to eventually are the deep layers. All right. Slowly move the ball and see how you feel. It doesn't take much. Move the block out of your way unless you need it. And I take the block under your right foot. Take the ball in your hands, the Pilates ball. Right foot on the block. Left foot aligned with your right foot. Sacrum on the floor. And now press your right leg to the block until your glutes come on. Lift your palms, fingers in the air, crush the ball, crush the ball. Depress the shoulders, press both feet off the floor. Now listen, only the tailbone and your low back, only the tailbone and your low back are lifting. Keep your low back on the floor for now. Keep breathing, press. Now we're allowing the deep layers of those glutes, the deep fibers to really come on before the top layers come on. The top layers sometimes can overtake and then you're tilting your pelvis. So now just sink into your bone and now lift your left leg slow like you have an ankle band. Not an ankle band, you have an ankle weight. Breathe, keep your body low, 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 low. Crush the ball. And now bend your elbows, keep your elbows in and take the ball towards the back wall. Front lower ribs are down, press your glutes. Breathe here. For 3, 2, 1. Slowly, slowly lower your left leg. Bring your palms up and lower your hips slow. Now take the ball out of your way. Take your hands alongside of your body. Press your right hip, inhale, lift your tailbone. Lift your sacrum. Lift your left leg. Now look, when we activated those glutes from the bones out, now we can lift the low back. We can even lift a little taller. And now your low back should be quiet. Notice, if it doesn't, then your glutes still need more work. You go a little lower. You drop your hips a little, but lengthen your tailbone. Keep pressing, squeeze your inner thighs. Fire up those glutes. For 3, 2, 1. Lengthen your tailbone, lower, 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 and lower. Stretch out your right leg on the block, rest. Take your hands over your head. Hook your thumbs together. Stretch it out. Tick-tock your left knee, right and left. Tick-tock your left knee, right and left. And now as you tick-tock your left knee, right and left, you're also trying to floss your SI joint and your hip joint and your spine. Notice, keep your sacrum on the floor. Good, slowly release it. And now listen, hug your left knee ever so gently. Bring it in until you might feel a little resistance. You don't want to feel too much resistance. And now I want you to press your right foot, listen carefully. You're going to press more the mount of your big toe and your inner heel, but don't lose the outer foot, but press more towards the inner to internally rotate that hip. Okay, when we have congestion in the hip flexors, one of the main one is the rectus femoris. It's the big muscle from the front of the thigh that goes towards the knee. So activating those hamstrings will help. So press the mount of your big toe and the inner heel on your right leg. Keep breathing, and now lift your tailbone off the floor. Keep breathing, lift a little more. Stay here, press the mount of your big toe and the inner heel. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release it. Extend your left leg and then hug your right knee. Take your hands behind your hamstring. Oh, yes. Needs a stretch. Bend and straighten, bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. Good. Grab your right elbow or your hand or your wrist behind your right knee. And then open the right knee like a frog. Pull with your hand. Lengthen the right sit bone forward. Slowly come back towards the midline. Inhale. Exhale, pull it out towards your armpit. Lengthen your right sit bone away from your hand. Good. Extend your left leg out. Take your right foot over the left thigh. Left hand above, outside of your knee. Open your right hand and now just a little twist. Please don't make it like big and dramatic. It's soft. Relax your arm. Use your breath like you're massaging the right side of your body here. So nice. When you don't think drama stretch, it starts to trickle to the deep layers in a soft, and pleasant way. And then that's how you create harmony in your body. And before you know it, you're feeling more. If you go too far, too fast, there's a stop sign. Okay, so just breathe in, relax your muscles here. Relax your knees, your shoulders. And then from an emotional and mental, it's nice to just give ourselves a break. Not everything has to be controlled and big. Life is challenging as it is. So find little moments of quiet, slowly come up. And you may have found your belly gurgling, and that means you're detoxifying and your body is happy. Your brain is happy, your belly is happy. Okay, wiggle your hips a little. And then move the block to the left. Align your hips, press the way your left foot off the on the block. Right foot aligned with the left, find your ball. Fingers in the air, over your heart, sacrum down, inhale. Now crash the ball and press your left foot strong. Notice how everything is starting to travel a lot faster now because we've done a lot of good work. And now press your right leg and lift your tailbone. And only your sacrum, stay here. Keep pressing your left leg to fire up your glutes. And now you have a sandbag, lift your right leg slow. Keep breathing, stay very low. Bend your elbows. Breathe and take your arms back. Keep your wrist aligned with your elbows. Press your left leg. Are you really pressing and engaging that left glute? Spread your toes, elbows in. Keep breathing. In case you didn't notice, every part in your body is working. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower your leg, lower your hips, and release your arms. Oh, stretch out your left leg if you had a cramp for a moment. And come back. Okay. Now, palms alongside your body. Inhale. Press your left leg. Lift your tailbone. Lift your sacrum. Lift your low back. Lift your right leg. Maybe you can go a little higher now because your deep layers are fired up. As long you go up as far as you can until your low back is quiet. Squeeze your lower glutes. Press your foot for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your leg. Lengthen your hips. Lower 1, 2, 3. Stretch out your left leg. Tick-tock your right leg in and out. Keep it down on the floor. Just tick-tock. Right knee. Breathe. Try to stay more towards the sacrum, the top part, rather than your tailbone. Good. And now bend your left leg once again on the block. Hug your right knee to your chest. Until or before you feel like a little pinching in your crease of your right thigh. Shoulders depressed. Now press your mount of your big toe and left inner heel without losing the outer leg, but more weight on the mount of your big toe and your inner heel. Breathe here and now lift your tailbone and lift your sacrum. Bring your right knee in. Press the mount of your big toe and inner heel. Stay here or lift a little higher. Press the mount of your big toe. It might feel weird because those fibers need to be awakened for 3, 2, 1. Slowly release. Extend your right leg out. Hands behind your hamstrings, left leg. Oh, bend and straighten. It might be a little straightened right now. You see, my leg feels like, ooh, no way I'm going that far right this second. So I'm hydrating the tissue. I have no agenda. I want to be happy and I want to respect my connective tissue here. Tendons and ligaments in my bones. Ah, yeah. And the fascia is a part of the connective tissue. Breathe. Okay. Take your wrist or your elbow behind your left knee. And now bring that knee towards your armpit and then lengthen your left sit bone towards your right foot. There's a little tug of war. And I slowly bring the knee towards the midline. Inhale. Exhale, pull it towards your armpit, lengthen your left sit bone. For 3, 2, 1. Slowly come up. Take your right hand outside of your left knee. Rest your left foot on your right thigh. And I slowly just drop your knee to the right. Maybe you gaze to the left. Relax your arms, relax your knees. And visualize a stream of river water is just flowing through you. Your breath is running the show right now, not your muscles. Just let your breath flow through your body. Okay, and slowly come up and come to a seat. All right, so, we have one more little thing to do here. That's when, if you need a chair, please take the chair. Or you're gonna sit. If you're able to sit on the foam roller like so, do so. You can also put pillows. You can put pillows on your foam roller or on a chair, like I said. We're gonna find our band. Your mid-back is strong. Remember, shoulders over your hips. And now we're gonna do the same thing with the band and notice how different it will feel. All right, so again, we're going like from 10 pounds, we're going half a pound. That's how much power you're using, but you're using a lot of engagement from your arm. Left hand to your chest. Sit nice and tall, inhale. And now exhale, pull your right hand for 1 and hold. For 2 and hold. For 3, 4, 5. Turn your thumb back. Plug the arm in. Keep breathing. This is your starting point. Your wrist is aligned with your shoulder. From here, you're gonna go up, back, and down to starting position. It's small. Up, back, down. Up, back, and down. Up, back, and down. Pause. Go down, back, and up. Your eyes are in your shoulder joint. Use flossing. Down, back, and up. Down, back, and up. Thumb forward, bend the elbow, and take a little rest. Shoulder roll. And now give me like a little thoracic, little figure 8. You like dancing with your upper body. And go the opposite way, like your elbows are doing figure 8s in different directions. Good, pause. Right hand to your ribs or to your chest, inhale. Sit nice and tall and sit towards your back of your sit bone. And now 1, hold. 2, close your eyes. 3. Your eyes inside of your shoulder joint. 4. And 5. Turn your thumb out. Breathe. Hug muscle to bone. This is your starting point. You're going up and back, 1. Up and back, 2, from the shoulder joint. Lift your chest. Up and back, 3. And 4. Slow. And 5. Pause. The opposite way now. Down and back and up. Down, back and up. Down, back and up. Thumb forward, come back and rest. Okay, I'm gonna go behind so you can see me. My palms are gonna face towards the back wall. Shoulders back and down, widen your collarbone. And I inhale, pull the band, and then lift your palms up, shoulder blades back and down. Pull the band a little more. Front lower rib doing a little crunch. Widen your collarbone for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly release and rest. Inhale. Shoulders back and down. Take your weight towards the back of your sit bones. Lift your palms off your back. Pull the band. Pull the band. Hug muscle to bone. Breathe. Push away from your body a little more. Front lower rib doing a little crunch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly release. Wonderful work, guys. Okay, one more little thing here. To stabilize the mid-back, you're gonna take the block on the medium setting right around your sacrum. Okay? And now I want you all to poke your ribs forward. Notice what happens to your low back. Just take your fingertips at the edge. Okay, and now the block is gonna crush those. Take the block a little lower, crush in, and notice how your mid-back is stable. No low back issues, hopefully. Okay? Breathe. Breathe here. Lift your chest a little taller. Widen your collarbone. And I press the bottom part of your block towards your belly. Keep breathing towards the back body for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release and let it go. All right. Now, if you have the foam roller, roll can go towards the inner groin, okay? Just a little. Side to side. So look at me. When I go to the right, I'm bringing my right shoulder towards my right knee. My left shoulder to the right knee. Come up and change. Up and change. Notice your joints, they're getting a massage here. You're stressing them in a good way. And if there's any muscles or tendons that are out of an alignment, we're resetting them here. Okay, release it. Now here comes the setting. We're gonna go and stress the glute medius, okay? So the glute will be, medius will be below your waistline. There's a meaty part in here. You're gonna take the block on the medium setting, wait. You might need another block, or you can rest your head on your arm, for most of us. Watch me first, okay? I'm gonna put this on my left, on the medium setting. Trying to find it. Okay, it's very snug because it's, you know, little. And then your top, you want to rest your bottom leg or right above the knee or below the knee, you'll see. Okay, woo, I lost it here. Hang on. So yeah, go back a little bit towards your mid glute as well to begin with. And then you're gonna either stay here or on a block. Top leg is bent and now you're massaging that glute. Breathe. For some of you, you might feel a little tenderness. Engage your body, your right glute a little, and that will take that pinchy sensation. So the lateral side really doesn't get enough attention, and it doesn't typically hurt, but it creates issues. Okay, it can tilt your pelvis as well. So now we're just resetting. We do a lot of stability on the glute, the outer glute, but we need to also give it some balance, right? Breathe. And then your option to stay here or to bring your top leg in front, you might have to shift your bottom leg and just breathe here. You're coming towards the front of the hip bone and the glute medius. You're rocking and rolling. Lots of attachment of the hip flexors here. Your glutes is a little engaged to protect your low back. And if you found a spot that needs attention, stay. Try to crash the block. And then eventually maybe you cross your ankles. Everything is individual here. Do whatever feels good. Crash the block wherever you are. And then wiggle your ankles from time to time. And then slowly come up. Oh, get rid of this little guy. Ooh. And now let's take the soft ball and you going right towards the little psoas, okay? So if you took your left knee and you drew a line from the middle, you cross your hip crease, you'll come right into the bony part, okay? You're gonna lay on the left side. Come to your forearms. And now you're gonna tuck your left toes under and you're gonna go right and left, up and down. Right and left, up and down. And then eventually you can rest your left foot, walk the left knee back, and then you can rest on your left arm. Make sure that you climb up a little so the ball doesn't hit your low ribs. Okay, and now you're crushing the ball, and it comes a little bit like you stick your left glute out a little, and it'll come towards your pubic bone also. And just breathe in there. Little circles with your glute, your left glute, like doing a little dance. And you're breathing into your low back. If you feel it pinchy on the left side, engage your right glute a little. Crush the ball with your bones. Slowly come up. Take your foam roller under the left thigh, all the way to the left. So your right knee is on the floor, okay? Come to your forearms. Glutes a little active here. Massage the crease of your thigh first. Massage the crease of your thigh. Like I said, your glute is active. You can also take the ball if you need to under your chest eventually. But right now, I think we're on our forearm. And start to go slow. The slower you go, the deeper it's gonna get. Stay below and above the crease of your thigh. All those tendons, and also turn your toes to the right a little. And now some of you can take a pillow for a block for a pillow, and then you're gonna slide, take your right leg behind you for a moment, you're gonna rest on your left side, okay? Rock and roll over the crease of your thigh for now. We're trying to create a little bit of forgiveness around the crease. Come all the way down and all the way to the side. Do whatever feels good for you. Maybe you relax your leg. Maybe your top leg goes behind you. And breathe. So now I'm going towards the TFL, I'm towards the edge. The hip joint is on there as well with the leg behind you. And then rock and roll a little, stick your tushy in and out. You're trying to liberate all the stickiness. Keep sticking your tushy in and out from time to time. You're doing a pelvic tilt here. And now the key is to crush the ball like you're sinking down, as if your bones want to sink all the way through the foam roller. As you're pressing down, stick your tushy in and out to release some tissue in there. Okay, you're trying to shake all the stiffness. Maybe even like a little circle, like you're doing a hula hoop dance with your hips. Excellent. Pull all the way down, and now you're going right around your armpit. Stay with your left arm bent. Find a spot that needs attention. Take your top hand behind you. And now not from your elbow, but it's from your rib cage, you're lengthening. Crush the noodle or the foam roller, breathe. Maybe this stays amazing, stay here. Breathe into your back body as well. And then come up and go to the opposite side until you find something that needs attention. Stick your tushy in and out. This is all connected. Your armpit connects to your hips as well. Crash the foam roller. Maybe you stay somewhere that needs attention. Excellent. Slowly come back. Oh, all right. Side B. Find your block on the right side. And now you're resting your glute. You might need another block for a pillow. And then your bottom leg is going to go on the foam roller, probably around your knee. You can take your top leg on top for now. And then rest, maybe find a pillow or something, or rest on your right arm. And it's amazing that each side is so different. Okay, you can bend both knees, by the way. You can bend both knees and stack them together. You see, this side feels like that's what my body wants to do. A little glute activation and then rock and roll forward and back. Forward and back. If you feel pinchy on one side of your hip, engage the opposite glute. And as you're crashing the block, circle your ankles and then notice where it's going. You can come forward a little bit and then backward a little bit, or stay still. And now visualize your block wants to come through to the top hip. You can also rest your left foot on the foam roller if it feels better for your left hip. Do whatever feels comfortable for you. Stick your tushy in and out. Circle your right ankle. You can press the hip point right in the front of your hip. That's a very good place, as we did before with the ball. We'll do it again. But try the block and see how that feels. Maybe that will release your low back. Okay, slowly come up. Oh. Take your soft ball right in front of that. If we drew a line from the right middle knee to the hip bone, you'll feel it. Use the ball, or some of you can explore with the block if it feels good to you. And you know what? Some of you can put the ball on the block on the low setting, and you can put your ball on top of the block. Again, this is just options. See what works best for you. Maybe you just stay with the ball. Yeah, you see that gives me a little bit more. So I'm gonna stay with the block and the ball, and I'm gonna rock and roll. Now listen, stick your tushy in and out. I just released my low back doing that. Breathe into your low back, and then stick your tushy in and out. Stay on your forearms or stay on the floor. You rest on your right arm. Whatever works best for you. You can make a pillow with your hands and just rest your forehead on. Okay, slowly get rid of this. Find your foam roller. Take the foam roller all the way to the right and at the crease of your thigh. Up and down. Go cross your hip. Turn your toes to the left. You can bend your knee and tick-tock, glutes active a little. And then, like I said, you can take a block for a pillow and rest there on the side. Oh, yes. Stick your tushy in and out, please, all the time, from time to time. Liberating. If you feel a great spot, stay. You can also explore taking your left leg behind you. Okay, for me, I'm staying here because it feels just the right place today. But from time to time, you stick your tushy in and out. Relax the muscles and let your bones sink into the foam roller. You can also tick-tock your right leg off the floor, right and left like a seesaw. Stick your tushy in and out. And I slowly come up. So if you feel like there's so much to be done, that's what you have to do at your personal time, because you have to stay longer. All right. So now here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take the soft ball. Some of you need a pillow for your head, go for it to start with, or maybe the whole time. And now we're gonna take the ball, Pilates ball, start from the upper back. Your block, your feet are gonna be on the block. Bent knees, okay? For now, hands behind your head. And now we're gonna open your heart a little. Shimmy side to side. Breathe into your chest as if your ball is opening your sternum here. And now slowly, you're gonna go back a little with the ball until your head is on the floor. Maybe you drag your block with you a little, and then drop your hips right and left. All right, now come up, take the ball now to your mid-back. And now you're gonna lift your hips off the floor. Bring the block so you feel nice and supported. Okay, so now your glutes are off the floor. You're doing like a little bridge and you're pressing the ball, your Pilates ball. And now breathe and allow the ball to open your back ribs a little. So you're towards your low ribs. Relax your legs, open your arms, and then crush the ball. Lift your glutes up a little and crush the ball. And breathe. Allow your ribs to sink into the ball. You might sway your hips right and left slowly. The slower you go, the deeper. You might feel a little tenderness on one side of your ribs, the intercostal muscles. Breathe into that, because that could be affecting your back or your shoulders. Breathe. Notice which side has more sensations. Breathe into that side. And yesterday I did this for like 10 minutes. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I can feel those layers. And I notice how you're opening your heart and your chest and the psoas, your belly. Sway your hips very gently right and left. Maybe a little hula hoop. And if you feel a sensation on one side, shine all your light into that one side and breathe into it. Your body gives you signals and you shine your light in there in your breath. Your hips are off the floor. And then all of a sudden you feel like a little drop, like you're coming to another layer. Your breath is generous. Hold your breath at the top without forcing too much, but there is a pause. And then press and crush the ball a little. Sway your hips right and left. So the midsection is very important. Good. Drop your feet down to the floor for a moment and now move the ball to your low back. Take your feet on the block. Sway your hips all the way to those QL muscles towards your waistline. And crash the ball. Stay on one side. Stay on one side. If you want, you can take your left leg or left ankle over your right knee if you wish. And then as you sway your hips to the right, you can internal and external rotation of that knee. You can bring that knee in, little, and out. Little, in and out, like you're floating. Good, release it. And then come all the way center, sway your hips right and left on the spine. A little hula hoop. Sway your hips to the left, right ankle over the knee if possible. Relax your fingers and then internal and external, like you have no muscles, just your bones. Internal, external. Circle your ankle. Press the ball. Do a little circle on the ball. And then lower your foot, shimmy your hips right and left. And then move your feet off the block and take the ball over your sacrum. Oh yeah. Open your feet wide, 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 wide. Then shimmy your hips to the right and to the left. Like you're doing a little, you're dipping down when you come to the center, and then you lift your hip when you go to the one side. Dip down to the ball and then shimmy your hips to the opposite. Down and side. Slowly move, lift your hips, lay down on the floor. Stretch out your legs. Take a block or a foam roller under your head, and then just bring the ball actually between your knees and just rest in a fetus pose here for a moment. Allow your bones to sink into the mat. And allow your blood flow and the fluids through your body to trickle through this beautiful network in your body. With this quality work, you were able to hydrate your tissue on the deep layers, to stabilize, to strengthen, to nurture your mind, your body, your soul. Sometimes we don't want to do big movements, and it's important to do the big movement, but it's also important to do the little ones. Take a moment to really appreciate your body for allowing you to do all this lovely work. And the most important thing is to make time for you. No matter what we have in our lives, always find a little time for you. You become a better person, a kinder person, and a happier person. Slowly push the floor and come up to a seat. Oh my goodness. Bring your hands together. With each and every one of us, there is a beautiful inner candle. It's always there. When you keep it close to you, you find yourself more present, more aware, more balanced, confident. So when you find that you lost a little, find your little candle, bring it back home. Namaste and thank you. Thank you, everyone. Wonderful work. I hope you feel better. If you feel a little stiffer, just do that little soft ball again and again. I promise you it will get better. Bye-bye.